James owned a small ceramic pieces shop on a quiet street where shops opened early and closed without noise. The shop was simple: rows of cups, bowls, plates, and small decorative pieces placed neatly on wooden shelves. Everything had its place. Nothing was extra. James liked it that way. He believed strongly in saving money. To him, every coin not spent was a step toward safety. He often told himself that life becomes easier later if you stay strict now. Because of this belief, James kept his life very limited. He worked every day, rarely took breaks, and never closed the shop unless it was unavoidable. When nearby shop owners stepped out together for tea or conversation, James stayed inside, arranging shelves that were already straight. When someone casually suggested a short trip or an outing, he refused politely. When customers tried to talk beyond business, he kept the conversation short. Slowly, people stopped trying. James was married to Lily. Lily was gentle and practical. She never demanded much. She understood their limited income and respected James's habit of saving. But sometimes, she wished for small, simple things, not expensive, just meaningful. Once, while visiting the shop, Lily picked up a soft-colored ceramic cup. "It feels nice to hold," she said quietly. "Maybe we could keep one for home." James shook his head. "Selling 10 cups is better than keeping one," he replied. Lily placed it back carefully. She didn't argue. Over time, she stopped asking. At home, their room remained bare. Useful furniture, plain walls, no photographs, no souvenirs. Lily filled the silence with routine, but a quiet distance slowly grew between them. Not anger, just absence. They lived together, but they didn't share much of life. Years went by quietly. The shop remained full. His savings grew. But his life did not. One afternoon, a young customer carefully held a ceramic cup and asked, half curious, half joking, "Don't you ever keep anything for yourself?" James replied without emotion, "Everything here is meant to be sold." The customer nodded and left, but the question stayed behind, sitting somewhere in James's mind. Some time later, James fell unwell and had to keep the shop closed for a few days. The silence during those days felt heavier than usual. No one called. No one knocked. Even Lily moved quietly around the room, unsure of what to say. The shelves were full, but life felt empty, lying awake. James realized something he had never allowed himself to think about. He had saved money carefully, but he had avoided life completely. He had skipped friendships, experiences, and connections, not because he couldn't afford them, but because he feared spending anything that didn't grow his savings. He had built safety, but not warmth. When James reopened the shop, he quietly took one plain ceramic cup from the shelf. It wasn't perfect. The edge was slightly uneven. He brought it home. That evening, he poured tea into the cup and placed it in front of Lily. She looked at it for a moment, surprised. "You didn't sell this?" she asked. James shook his head. "No," he said. "I kept it." Lily smiled. Not wide, not dramatic, just real. James didn't change overnight. He didn't stop saving, but he began to understand balance. He allowed conversation to last a little longer. He allowed small moments to cost a little money. He allowed life to enter the space he had kept empty for years, because he finally understood, saving money protects the future, but refusing to live steals the present. And a life kept untouched, like a cup never used, may remain perfect, but it never serves its purpose.